I remember I told you this story where my phone was not working, so I wanted someone to request for me. There were many people where I was, so I wanted someone to request for me, to Uber for me. And I think I might have approached more than 10 people, and everyone was saying, like, some people were saying, I don't have the Uber app. Some people were saying they do not have data. Some people just didn't want to help. Like, they just didn't trust me. And that has never happened to me. Like, if I ask a random stranger to Uber for me, they will do that. And we were in a place full of people. So everyone was rejecting me that day, and I was like, huh? So it made me think of life itself, right? It made me think of life itself. What if some people, no matter how hard they try, no matter how well they do things just don't go their way? And some people, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if they're not trying. Things just go well for them. This is one of the hardest truths about life to accept. Because I've seen a lot of people try to do things, and you find that on their part, they do very well. They do everything right on their part. But the universe doesn't respond with a yes, right? Because again, you can do things right, you can do everything right, but it's still, the universe still has to approve, right? You can go to a job interview well prepared, 100% prepared, perform better than everyone. Boom, you don't get the job. You can be the best rapper on the planet. Like, no rapper can rap like you. You still don't make it. You're like, how is King Lars not at the top of the... You know what I'm saying? You're like, no. And then Soulja Boy drops Crank That, and everyone is like loving the song. It's weird how the universe works, man. There are people that you know in your life that you know deserve something, and they don't get it. And you try to study them. You're like, maybe there's something they're doing wrong. And you're like, there's nothing they're doing wrong. In fact, they're too damn perfect. But they're still... There are YouTubers, you're like, hey, but this guy, man, no, man. How this guy only has 4,000 subscribers. Should he not be having 400,000 subscribers? Like, what is the difference between him and the guy who has 400,000 subscribers? Huh? What's going on here? The talented singer that some of the best hits that we've heard were written by people that are known. People who will be writing songs for Justin Bieber. People who will be writing songs for Rihanna. People who will be writing songs for Beyonce. People will be writing songs for Billie Eilish. Now, I don't know if someone writes songs for her, but she's really good. I love the song Ocean Eyes. I just discovered it like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and it's just a beautiful song. Like, I listen to it all the time. It's something about it. Like, it makes me want to listen to it. But yeah, we like to blame people for suffering, not knowing how hard they tried. I remember when I was still in high school, there was this girl. Bro, she will be studying all the damn time. All the time. She doesn't talk to anyone. Her book is always open. She's always studying. But she was always failing. You're like, what's going on? She's studying all the time. She's doing everything right. She's doing what teachers are encouraging everyone to do, but she's still failing. Hey, what's going on? Is she just opening the book and not reading? Oh, but when you pay attention, you're like, no, she is actually reading. She's actually studying. Shh. But somehow the universe does not say yes. Somehow things don't go in their favor. You know, the universe doesn't go like, you know what, let's just unlock the part of her mind that can memorize these things. And then it just works out for her, right? It doesn't happen that way. That UFC fighter that be training all the damn time, find that he doesn't win. That girl who gives it her all in relationships, huh? Whenever she meets a guy and she loves the guy, she gives it her all. But somehow she gets betrayed in the end. Somehow she gets betrayed. Like she'll be loyal. She will be a woman that everyone wants their woman to be. But somehow she gets betrayed in the end. Somehow she gets dumped for a woman who doesn't even do half of the stuff that she used to do. And she's like, what's wrong? It's crazy that sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you try, right? It's crazy that sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. Yeah, this song, in the end, like in punk. Like sometimes it really doesn't matter how hard you try, man. You can give it your all and fail miserably. Kanye West said something like, because when you try hard, it's when you die hard. That's why it's best to detach yourself. Because what can you do? If the universe says no, the universe said no, what do you do? What do you do? Because it's not really up to you. It's not like it depends on you. In this world, it doesn't work that way. People talking about the law of attraction, the law of attraction. Like, no, man, you're just lucky. Yes, things can work out for you, and you call it the law of attraction. It's not the law of attraction, you're just lucky. All right? There are people who are singing. They are Christians, you know. This is a church. People are singing that. If law of attraction really worked, they will be the most successful people in the world, because Christians actually speak positive things into their own lives. You understand? But they don't speak these things into existence. So they don't say positive things about their own lives, and they even worship God, like, thank you God for this and that, thank you because I know that you already given me what I want, you know what my heart desires, thank you, this is what I want, blah, blah. Like, they're the ones who actually practice the law of attraction. All right? Luck is luck, bro. Luck is luck. You could be the worst human to ever walk the planet and things still go well for you. You find that the universe is responding positively to you. It started when you were born. Maybe, because here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. You don't choose where you're born. You don't choose your parents. You don't choose your height. You don't choose your looks. You know what I'm saying? You don't choose like how healthy you're going to be. You know what I'm saying? All of that is luck. It's something that's not in your control. So obviously, you're not really in control. No, obviously, there are things that you don't understand that are happening, that are causing things to happen. It's not really up to you, and that makes consciousness a curse. Because here's the thing. Let's say the universe keeps on saying no to you, right? So no matter how hard you work, the universe keeps on saying no to you. You study hard, the universe says no. You rap hard, the universe says no. You produce some of the best beats. Like, you do what you can in your power to succeed, but the universe keeps on saying. That's why you know this producer who makes the best beats. You're like, dang, this guy is good, but no one recognizes him. And you're like, what the heck is going on here? Like, no one, like when they post on SoundCloud, no one listens. They approach that popular producer and they want to work with that producer, and the guy doesn't even listen to their stuff. You know, the guy doesn't even look at them twice. They try everything, but they never meet the right people who are going to help them. You see that this person is deserving. They've worked hard enough to become that good. So what if you keep on trying and you keep on failing, keep on trying, you keep on failing until you become broken, until you're like, doesn't matter, man. It seems like the universe is not on my side. I mean, I've tried everything, bro. Like, it seems like the universe is just not on my side. So that will make consciousness a curse, because now you are watching a movie that you don't like. You're watching a movie where everything is upside down, where nothing is actually working in your favor no matter how hard you try. You're like, what's going on here? I don't attract what I want. It seems like when I want something, I don't get it. Maybe I get it if I stop wanting it. What's going on? It's like I push back what I want by trying to get it, right? So that will mean that you're watching a movie that you are not enjoying, but you have to watch it because you cannot not watch it. Does that make sense? Like, try to imagine the worst movie that you've ever watched. Having to watch that movie. Let's say they made an extended version of that movie, or it was more, they turned it into a series, right? So every day they had a new episode that you had to watch. So you'd repeat that episode every day, and then the next day a new episode, and then you repeat that episode. Imagine that. Like, that will turn into a curse, because it will bore you to death. And that's the kind of experience that some people are having. You find that every day is like the same, right? They're experiencing the same things every day. Experiencing the same things every day, bro. Nothing goes well for them. Nothing, they usually expect the worst things because they've always seen the worst things happening, but the best things don't happen. You right? And you swear it's bad luck. There's a reason why some people believe witchcraft exists. It's because of that. Like, maybe I was bewitched, that's why I have bad luck. Maybe I should become a Christian or Muslim. Maybe God is gonna. That's why, there are a lot of MMA fighters like this, like who are Muslim. They pray to Allah all the time before they fight. Say something like Isha Allah, Alhamdulillah. Say something like that. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, one of the most well-rounded UFC fighters to ever grace the octagon, Khabib Nurmagomedov, never been defeated. He prays all the time to Allah. He believes that Allah is going to deliver. And he always won. So I guess that's why some people believe in a higher power, and they believe that this higher power is going to be on their side. So it sucks more when you don't even have that. You're like, I don't believe in that. I mean, there's a higher power. It probably needs to prove itself to me first. I'm not going to work on faith. I'm a realist. It sucks, man, that some people are watching a movie that they do not want to watch. So that makes consciousness a curse. You understand? You're watching this movie every single day and you don't want to watch it because the things that you want to see happening in the movie are not happening. The movies that I watched this year, one of the movies, what is it called? And I think people love the movie. It's one of the best movies I mean, not maybe, let me say the best because people love it. It's a movie about these superheroes. I forgot the name of the movie. I also watched the Fantastic Four. Seems like some people love it, but I expected, like, I thought it was gonna be a really good movie, man. Like, that before, when they were promoting it, and that chick was like, I herald your beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus. I was like, damn, this, like, that speech was insane. Gave me chills. So I was like, you know what, I gotta watch the movie, and I was disappointed. I don't remember finishing the movie. I think I fell asleep watching it. It's like, nah, it ain't it. So I can imagine, man, watching a movie where things that you don't want to see happening are happening. These things that you don't want to see happening are happening. And you cannot turn your TV off. You can't say, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to watch this thing anymore. It sucks. Or being forced to listen to a song that you don't want to listen to. And that's what is making consciousness a curse. Because what do you do if the movie that you're watching is not beautiful? It's not what you want to watch. So what do? Maybe the answer is that you focus on the things that you like. But that's the thing, though. What if there are a lot of things that you don't like? So there are a few things that you like, and you do focus on these things, but because there are a lot of things that you do not like, it's hard to ignore these things. It's hard to ignore the fact that you're hungry and you don't have money to buy food. So yes, you can focus on maybe the person who's in your life and who loves you. Yes, maybe you can focus on that person for now, but you're hungry still. You get what I'm saying? You're a student. Maybe no one likes you. There's this one person who likes you. You can focus on that person. But remember, there are many people who don't like you and who are, against you. And maybe some of them are trying to bully you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be hard for you to ignore these people. Yes, it will be good to focus on what you love. I would say, that helps a lot, and I've been telling you about that. And it's good to detach yourself, but you are still watching the movie. No matter how detached you are, the movie is still happening. And sometimes the movie will happen, the movie will play in a way that will force you to react or to respond. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, some things you just can't avoid. You get sick, you gotta go to a hospital, you need treatment, you get into an accident, you know what I'm saying? You have to you can't just be like, I'm detached. No, you're in pain, and it's gonna get worse. So you gotta do something. Is there a person that you can blame for not being able to enjoy the movie? Maybe they know what the movie should have, what kind of characters should be in the movie. You know that. You know the kind of characters that you want in your movie. But it's not the characters that you want, that you're encountering every day. Maybe you're encountering people who are betraying you 24, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just betrayal after betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. You're like, I don't like that. That's not beautiful. I don't like that movie. You're meeting people who look down on you, people who don't encourage you. Your parents never encouraged you, never supported you. Many people watching movies that they actually want to watch. A lot of people are like, well, maybe this movie will change one day. Maybe the movie will change one day. and they are hoping that it does. So yeah, maybe the movie will change one day. Maybe the storyline will change. Maybe the things that I want to see happen will happen one day. Hope. So they keep on going, you see. Having hope. If you had to live your life backwards, how would you feel? Like if they said, okay, now you have to live your life backwards. You're going to experience what you experienced yesterday and the day before yesterday, and then you're going to keep on getting younger. But here's the thing, you already lived that life before and you maybe didn't really love it. Would you want to relive your life? I think a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people would want something different. A life well lived is a life that you'd want to repeat. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if your life was good, you would want to repeat it. There's a reason. My favorite episode of South Park is called the Best Brains Cancer Show. Yeah, it's my favorite episode. I've watched that episode more than 20 times. More than 50 times actually. Like I've watched that episode a lot. Right? One of my favorite movies, The Book of Clarence. I've watched that movie many times. One of my favorite movies, Avengers Infinity War. I've watched that movie many times. Inception, I've watched that movie many times. You know what I'm saying? I repeat these movies because I love them. So a life well lived will be a life that someone would want to repeat. Like I want to relive my life because it was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there may have been things that I didn't like, but damn, it was great. It was a great life. So I'm asking you a question. Did you enjoy your movie? The movie that you were forced to watch since birth, did you enjoy it? Because we can blame you all we want, and yes, I've seen people blaming other people for not being able to enjoy the movie or to make the movie great. But again, I told you that sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you try. You can try your hardest and fail miserably. So sometimes it's not about how hard you try. You could try, man, and you fail. You know what I'm saying? You could try to be a David Goggins and fail. Find that maybe you sick, you become sick. And because of that, you can't perform at the level that so you can't win because of that. You try something different, it still doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? You try to be a UFC fighter, it still doesn't work. You try your best, it doesn't work. I remember when Khabib won his last fight. It was against Justin Gaethje. He won the fight very easily. Seems like he could have even finished the fight in the first round. Like Khabib, what made Khabib the GOAT is that he's never really lost a round. They say he lost 2 rounds. He lost a round against Conor, but I don't know if he lost that round. They say he lost a round against Justin Gaethje, but he didn't lose that round. Like he was performing well the whole time. So he's never bled in the octagon. He's never been knocked down. He's never been in serious trouble, and he fought 29 times against professional fighters. That's crazy. But here's the thing. I remember in an interview, like after he won against Justin Gaethje, and that was his last fight, he told everyone that this is gonna be my last fight. They were expecting him to call George St. Pierre, because he's the GOAT. Maybe he's not really. I mean, he's the GOAT. Yeah, I'm calling him George. I'm gonna call GSP the GOAT. Yeah. So we're expecting that, but it didn't happen. So he was like, "Yo, I don't know why God gave me so much. Like he can feel, he knows that a lot of people are going through hell. Like I don't know, man. Like God, it seems like God is favoring me a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Because Justin Gaethje lost and he wanted to win. It's like I'm too damn blessed, bro. Like things keep on going well in my life, and I don't know what I did to deserve that. To deserve things going too damn well for me. I don't know what I did, but things are going too well for me. Things are going too well for me. But that also means that there are people those things are going to them horribly for them. If things went too well for Habib, then there has to be a John somewhere whose things are not going well at all. And again, it has nothing to do with their attitude. And maybe if now their attitude is messed up, it was because of what they experienced. Remember what I told you about trauma? I said trauma does not build character, it destroys it. Do not get it twisted. Do not let people lie to you. Like, if you suffer a lot, you learn a lot. Yeah, you do learn a lot, but what are the things you're learning? If you are learning that people will betray you, are you going to behave in ways that are going to lead to success? Because at some point, you need to be trusting. To become successful, you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to take a leap of faith. Sometimes you got to be like, it got to work. It's going to work. But if you have experienced nonsense your whole life, it's hard to believe. It's hard to feel like things are going to work out for you. It's hard to be positive. Remember Eminem said something like that. It was like, how am I going to see things positive if I don't feel positive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just fake it. It's not something that can be faked. It has to be real. It has to be that way for real. So how am I going to be positive if I don't see things positive? Huh? It's because of my experiences, the things that I went through. You see, the first 7 years of my life, I was learning about the world. So maybe I've only seen horrible things and that became my reality. That's how I interpret. Because yes, you can say it depends on how you see things. It might on some level, but if you've seen nonsense, then you've seen nonsense and you can't lie to yourself. You see, it's the same as not believing in God. Like some people be like, oh, you gotta believe in God, you gotta have faith. And you be like, I don't have it. I can't force myself to have faith. So I can't force myself to be positive if I don't feel positive. I can't force myself to have faith if I don't have faith in God. Faith is, you know what I'm saying? It's belief. Belief is not a choice. Maybe faith is a choice, but again, if there is no belief at all, you can't really have faith. There has to be some level of belief. Like, I gotta believe at some level that maybe there is a God. And belief is not a choice. And again, I also have to believe that God has my best interest at heart. You know, because you can believe that there's a God. There are many Gnostics walking among us today. You can also call me a Gnostic. They don't believe this was created by a loving God. So again, you can believe that there's a God, but you can also believe that God that's here is evil. He doesn't have your best interest at heart. He's manipulating you all the time. He's trying to get energy from you. He's trying to make you release loose. And that is why you're suffering. And that's why there's so much suffering in the world. Because why the heck is there so much suffering? Someone said life wouldn't be nice if there was no suffering. And I was like, no. People get it twisted. And they've had some people saying that they don't really get it. It's the same as if you feel like relationships that are toxic are better than relationships that are not toxic. Like if you're dating a guy who's very unpredictable, who sometimes treats you well, sometimes treats you horribly, that's best. No, it's not. As you mature, you realize that it's not. You realize that that's abuse. And you will stop loving that. You will now start to appreciate stability. You know, you're like, okay, I feel safe here. This feels right. This feels real. This feels authentic. This feels like it's coming from a true place. And you are able to love more deeply than you will be able to if someone was toxic. You see, what you end up experiencing is addiction, not love. Do you get what I'm saying? To make someone hooked on something, they must not get it constantly. I remember I told you about this experiment that they had. They put rats in a small box. And then they put like maybe 5 rats in a small box and then put 5 rats in another box. So these rats that were in the other box, they were given food all the time. But, they had to press something to get food. So every time when they press that thing, they will get food. No, actually they didn't need to press anything. There will be lights. When these lights will blink, they will receive food. all the time. So they knew that. They knew that that's what they must expect, right? And there were these rats. Sometimes when the light blinks, they will not receive the food. Sometimes when the light will blink, they will not receive the food. Sometimes they would receive. So you find that sometimes the light will blink maybe 8 times in a row, and not like every minute, like blink and then they get food, and then blink, they don't get food. Maybe it will blink and then they don't get food, they get super hungry, and then it blinks again, they expect food, they don't get it, and then they get it more frustrated. The rats showed signs of depression. They started attacking other rats. Do you get what I'm saying? Toxicity is not what you think. Like, oh, toxicity is this. No, it makes you dysfunctional. You don't want to experience toxicity. And this world is toxic. Because you do have expectations. Like, you expect things to go a certain way. But things don't go a certain way. Sometimes it can seem like it wants to rain. You find that it becomes super windy and you're like, oh, it's going to rain, it doesn't rain. Sometimes it seems like it's gonna be hard. Like, we don't even know what. You understand? We don't have control, bro. It's like things just happen. Like, no, bro. No. There are things that you expected today that you didn't get and you became disappointed. It's the same as the experiment that I'm telling you about. That the light will blink and the rats will expect something, but nothing comes. And you find that now they become desperate. You know, if there was no light there, and person just came and gave them food, and then maybe waited for a day to give them food again, they wouldn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? As long as that person is delivering whenever they show up. But now they were creating expectation, and I wonder why they will do this experiment with rats. These are things that you should know. Like, seriously, man, some things don't need you to do some experiments. I actually love sometimes when people do experiments that you're like, they're supposed to know. They know experiments that needs to be done. You're supposed to know that that's how it's going to be like. The good thing though about this experiment is that I can use this experiment as an example when I'm explaining to people. But really, these are things that I know. You don't have to do an experiment where, and remember I told you about this experiment where this guy found people in a room. Whenever they heard this sound, they will stand up and then sit down. So he finds these people, they're in this room. He enters. So every time they hear the sound, they stand up and sit down. Every time they hear the sound, they stand up and sit down. Every time they hear the sound, they stand up and sit down. And the dude was like, everybody's doing this, and then they do it. They didn't need to do that experiment. You know that humans copy other humans, all right? Humans copy other humans. They're doing what is considered normal. No one wants to feel like they are not normal. Because if you're not doing what other people are doing, you seem like you're not normal. Go to a park where everyone is playing and having fun and sit alone. You're going to feel weird. And other people are going to think that you're weird. Why are you alone? So even if you're not doing something that everyone is doing, you're weird. And if you're doing something that everyone else is not doing, you're weird. So you must just be like everyone else, and that's how we're being controlled. And it's crazy. Because we all want to fit in. What a weird world that we've found ourselves in. I hope we all find a peace of mind in our lifetime, man. This is just not right. People are watching nonsense, bro, in their movies. Their movies are just nonsense, basically. People are in jail. Like, yeah, they're just evil. Like, not really. I mean, some, yeah, but again, there are a lot of factors that, like, you don't really have free will. So that's another thing. It's like there are a lot of things that happen that put you where you are. Not just your decisions, but things that happen to you that you didn't even want to experience. So you are the way that you are psychologically, and there isn't much you can do to change that. I remember I told you about this photo that circulated on the internet. So this lady posted a picture of this little girl. She's maybe 5 or 6. And on the caption she said, this one is just gonna hustle for stationery. The girl looked like what made it circulate is it's kind of like it felt true to some level. It's like the way when you look at her, you kind of like see someone who will have to hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who would not mind robbing people and all that. Like the way that she's seen, you're like, Esh. And here's the thing, I'm not saying she's going to become that. Maybe, and hopefully she doesn't become like someone who does that. But there are some people, you could tell when they were still young, the kind of people that they will be. The kid is 6 and you're like, I don't know, man. So, do we really have free will? Or we just prompts? When I was a kid, the people that we knew were going to become thieves, like they became thieves. Like you could tell. The way the kid behaves, like they're still young, you know, they're still like 8, but you can tell. Even the teachers can tell. Even though they don't spend that much time with it. Even though these kids try to like hide themselves from the teachers, but then they're still able to tell. So that tells you that we don't really have free will, bro. So who's really to blame here? Who's to blame for you being born? If you weren't born without your consent? Who's to blame you for being sick? If you got sick without your consent, no one wants to get sick. Who's to blame you for being depressed if you're depressed without your consent? If you could choose to not be depressed right now, if you're depressed, you'll be like, I don't want to be depressed anymore, and you're not depressed. But it doesn't work that way. You can try whatever you try, but you still feel depressed. You're like, ish. Anxiety, fear. You don't choose to not be afraid. Switch off the lights and think about the scariest movie that you've ever watched, and you'll feel scared. You don't choose to feel scared. So we just feel things, and things just happen to us. You get what I'm saying? So you're watching this movie where you are feeling things. Someone can come and punch me right now and I feel pain. Start to fight with me and I feel pain because I'm fighting them. I have to protect myself. Doesn't it suck that we live in this kind of world? But sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you try. You might have a brother who's struggling in life and you're like, this one, he just played with his opportunities and all that. You don't know. And here's the thing, people love to talk without really knowing your story. They went with you when you were trying. They went with you when you were suffering. They don't know what it's like to be you. People just want to talk and criticize. You know what I'm saying? People are very good at that. They love to do that, actually. They love to talk. They love to criticize. They love to make themselves seem better than others. They love making themselves feel better than others, bro. It's part of being a human. You want to make yourself look better than others, even if you're not. What a movie we're watching. Imagine reincarnating back as that bird. Naive. Just looking for food. Can't even ask itself important questions about existence. It just has to watch this movie. It has to watch me and be like, what the heck is that thing? But at least it's more free than I am, because it can do anything and it won't get arrested. It cannot get cancelled. If it was able to fly to another country, it would. It doesn't have an ID. It doesn't have social security number. It doesn't have a cell phone number. It doesn't have a name. So maybe it's more free than I am. But I wouldn't want to reincarnate back as anything, man. I wouldn't want to rewatch this movie from any perspective. Can you imagine you have to come back as your parent and then watch things from the perspective of your parent? You know, the truth is, everyone is right in their own way. At the end of the day, you know, we're programmed differently. We like different things. We feel differently about things. So everyone is right in their own way, and they're right for themselves. But that doesn't mean that there isn't higher truth that are just higher, like truth that makes more sense. But again, who says truth should matter? Maybe truth matters to me, but why if it doesn't matter to another person? I remember I asked this girl, she's my ex, I was like, if you were in a simulation and you were the only conscious being in this simulation, everyone was acting the way, just prompts actually. Someone was programming people to act the way that they act towards you. And I entered the simulation, and you were at first you were the only one who was real. Now there's two people who are real, it's me and you. And I'm trying to save you. Would you want me to tell you the truth? Would you want me to wake you up? And she was like, no. And I was like, what the hell? So maybe not everyone wants to be woken up. Maybe not everyone wants to know the truth. You see, you can tell someone the truth and they hate you for it. Like they actually hate you. Just like if someone spoiled a movie for you and you just be mad. So some people just want to be naive and just enjoy that, really, being naive, being a child. You get what I'm saying? That's what they want. So we don't want the same thing. So I can't really blame anyone for being who they are. Be who you are. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Think the way that you think, feel the way that you feel, experience reality the way that you experience it. But if you're not loving the movie, that's a problem. How do you make yourself love the movie? What should you do every day to love the movie? How if no matter how hard you're trying, the movie just not enjoyable? You just don't enjoy it. No matter where you go. Like maybe if I move to another country, you still don't enjoy the movie. Maybe if I left the person that I'm with and dated another person, you still don't enjoy the movie. Maybe if I cheated on the person that I'm with, I'll enjoy the movie. You still don't enjoy it. Maybe if I change my friends, I would enjoy the movie. You still don't enjoy the movie. Maybe if I left my job, I would enjoy them, but you still don't enjoy it. What do you do? And people think that others must be forced to enjoy this. Like if you don't enjoy this, you must be... I don't know, it's your fault. It's your fault. There are so many things that you can do. Find a hobby, create meaning, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, this just sucks, man. I can't force myself to enjoy the ball, the beautiful. Even if I watched it for years, it's just, I don't love it. I don't love the characters. I don't love what's happening, the drama and all of that nonsense. I can't force myself to enjoy it. I cannot force myself to not enjoy Atlanta. I love Atlanta. From the first episode, I just loved it. It was just different, I just loved it without even understanding what is really going on, what the series is really about. I just loved it. It's like, yo, this is insane. South Park. This girl, 2015, I was watching Family Guy a lot. She's like, yo, there's this show called South Park. Have you watched it? I was like, no, I haven't watched it. First time when I watched them, I was like I didn't like how the characters, the drawings just weren't, the animations just weren't, so I was like, And then I watched this episode, but again, something kept me watching, Again, I wasn't really enjoying. I was like, no, Family Guy is better. But then I watched this episode. I forgot the name of the episode, but Eric Cartman. It's the first episode actually when Eric Cartman became a superhero. What was his superhero name? Damn, I forgot his superhero name. But yeah, that episode when he first became a superhero, and then Kenny also copied him, became a superhero, and people love Kenny more than they love Cartman. So that episode, man, the Coon, it's the Coon. The Coon, that's the name of the episode, and that's his superhero name, the Coon. Like, I watched that episode, I was like, this show is crazy, bro. I need to watch more episodes. Like, something about it, like I laughed so hard, when you've never laughed in a long time and you watch something that actually makes you laugh genuinely, you're not forcing yourself to laugh. It's just funny. So I wasn't able to make myself not love South Park. I loved it. I loved it. The episode was really beautiful. So I cannot make myself love what I don't love, and I cannot make myself hate what I do not hate. So if the movie is incredible, then the movie is incredible. You're going to love it. So no one should force you to love it and blame you for not loving it. As if there's, yes, it can happen that you watch a movie and you don't like it at first, but then you get to appreciate more of what is happening. I'm trying to think of a movie that I've watched that I might not have liked at first. Which movie have I watched but I didn't like it at first because I didn't really understand it? There has to be one movie. But here's the thing though, I watched it again by choice. It wasn't a movie that I was just forced to watch, because here's the thing, even if this was a beautiful experience and I was just not appreciating the beauty, I can't appreciate it if it's by force, if it feels like it's forced. I can't. It's gonna feel like, do you get what I'm saying? It will be like, okay, let me not use this example. Some examples are too extreme. I like how I always, like when I say something truthful, then an example will pop up in my mind and be like, okay, let me use this example. And this is what makes it easy for me to debate, is that I can tell someone something in many different ways to make them see the truth, because that's the thing. Some people need different examples. You can't just use one example. You tell someone something truthful and they don't get it, use another example. They don't get it, use another example. Give them scenarios, how they will react in these situations, what they will understand about these situations, what will be, what perspective will they have in that kind of situation. And you will be able to make people understand you better, by giving people different scenarios and examples. Because people are living in their own worlds. That's the thing. People are living in their own world, so it's hard for them to see things from your perspective. And again, if they're benefiting from that perspective, they might not even be willing to understand. Like, if I had a debate with the guy who's preaching here, do you think that he would agree with me, even if I was making more sense than him? No. Listen, he's getting what he wants here. He's got, you see how big this church is? There are people who are watching him talk, some women are looking at him and like, "Esh, I wish I had a guy like that." You know what I'm saying? They're treating him with respect. They're treating him the way he wants to be treated. So if he's getting what he wants out of life, even if he's not speaking the truth, why would he want to speak the truth? Why would the truth matter? Usually, people turn their backs on something that is not real if they're no longer benefiting, and then they speak the truth about it. It's the same thing with people who stay in abusive relationships. If they're benefiting, find that they're benefiting a lot financially, they will stay in the relationship until they can't benefit anymore, and then that's when they'll start exposing that person. You see? It's the same thing that happened with the famous case that, I don't know what happened actually with that case. But it's the same thing. It's like people are benefiting. So when they're benefiting, they don't say anything. And then now that they're no longer benefiting, or they can benefit from speaking the truth, then they speak the truth. They speak against that person. And you're like, what the hell? You guys were eating because of this guy. Now you are against him? And you wanna play victim? I've seen this happen a lot, bro. I've seen this happen a lot. Find that someone is working as a security for this famous guy who's doing a lot of horrible things. They don't say anything until they get fired, until they lose their job, until they find a better offer. This when they come out and say, hey, this person is this and that. This person has done this and that. Blah, 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 blah. You'll be like, you don't have integrity, do you? First of all, if you didn't say anything, don't say nothing. Just keep it that way. Because why are you telling us now? Should we trust you? Why didn't you speak when it really mattered? Now it doesn't matter. Now we don't care. Now we look at you and be like, what the hell? This guy is a snitch. Can't be trusted. Are you enjoying the movie? If you're enjoying the movie, you're enjoying the movie, man. No one should make you feel bad for enjoying it. Am I enjoying it? Sometimes I do enjoy it, but if I was given the option to turn off the movie completely, I would. Because here's the thing, there are movies that you don't enjoy, but you find that there's just one part that you just enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But you'll be like, it's not worth my time. Like, I can't watch the whole movie just for that part. So yeah, sometimes we do enjoy this. Sometimes we do enjoy the food. Sometimes a new song comes out and you're like, whoa, this is a beautiful song. Sometimes a new movie comes out and you're like, damn. Sometimes you meet a person and you're like, hey, this person is actually interesting. I've never met someone like this person, and you have fun with them. You have so much fun with them. Sometimes you do get a job that you want. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do enjoy, but it doesn't mean that this is good. It doesn't mean that this is a good movie. So if I had power to just turn it off, and I'm not talking about death, I just mean that just be unconscious completely. I would choose being unconscious completely than having to watch a movie that I don't love. The same way that you will choose to be unconscious than to be conscious in hell. Do you get what I'm saying? Can you imagine being in hell and being tortured 24/7? Would you say that's better because you're conscious than being unconscious? Of course you wanna. I don't wanna watch a movie just for the sake of watching a movie. Do you get what I'm saying? Meaning that if I'm in a room where I'm not watching a movie, I'm just sleeping, and there was only one movie that I can watch and it's a very boring movie, I would rather not watch it. I would rather just chill and do nothing, because I am not loving the movie. It's gonna make me feel worse. You see, I don't wanna watch a movie just to cope. I want to watch a movie because, well, it's a nice movie. It's an interesting movie. How many movies that I can watch that I'm not watching? So I wouldn't say that I really enjoyed this movie. I would say that it's a movie that I feel like I'm forced to watch. and I just gotta watch it and see why I have to watch it. It's like, okay, let's see how the movie ends. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the final truth will be. Let's see what will be revealed in the end. It's like if you watch a movie, like a mind-bending movie. So maybe you're not really enjoying the movie, but then you're like, I gotta watch it until the end so that I will understand the truth in this movie, like what is actually going on. You see? And the thing is, I do love movies with plot twist. So I do ask myself, what if life is a plot twist? Reminds me of the TV series Black Mirror. Always some crazy things happening. So there's this episode called White Bear, where this lady, she found herself in this small town where there's these guys who were chasing her. She didn't remember her previous life. There were just these guys who were chasing her with guns, and she didn't understand why they were chasing her. And then there were these people who seemed to be on her side, who wanted to protect her, and these guys were also chasing them. But in the end, it was revealed to her that no, everyone is acting, bro. Everyone in your life is acting. You and your boyfriend, you killed someone, and this is your punishment. We wipe off your memories completely. You get chased by people thinking that they're not acting and they're trying to get you. But then in the end, it will be revealed to you what you did, and you're gonna go through this over and over again. What kind of plot twist is that? Like, it will suck if the truth is much worse. Like, you get what I'm saying? What if when the truth is revealed, it's not what you like? You're like, dang, this is just horrible. It's like some Black Mirror stuff. Like, that's not what I would prefer the truth to be. I don't love the truth. Like, what if the truth was that you can never escape? Like, you always get your memories right? Because here's the thing, man. Even if, because that's what sucks. It's like if you become very conscious in this lifetime and you start to realize what this thing is, what it's about, and all of that. What if your memories get wiped off completely and you have to start over again, and then you start to have to learn and learn and learn. But then once you find out what the real truth is, your memories get wiped. You get what I'm saying? And it becomes like that all the time. You find that it's a cycle that keeps on repeating. It's a loop. So when you discover the truth, you die and forget everything and come back to life, and then it starts all over again, and then you go through the same struggles. So I think that's why that episode is very interesting to me. It's because it's kind of like represents life. It's kind of like the same thing. Ola. Sure. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, what if that's what keeps on happening? Because like when you are dreaming, you forget that you're dreaming, and you forget everything, and you have to figure the dream out, right? So it's kind of like the same thing. It's like you forget, because the memory wipe, we already have proof that happens. We already have proof that you will forget our other lives when we're dreaming. You only remember the life that you have in the dream. So your consciousness localizes itself within the dream, and you dream. You forget everything else after your consciousness localizes itself. So yeah, man, what if life has a crazy plot twist and you find out you can never ever be free? Oh, maybe you can be free. Maybe that would be beautiful. You're in the Truman Show. But people who are in your life are just acting, but they're not evil. Like that, you're going to be free one day. You're just going to wake up. Just like if you watch there's this episode of Rick and Morty where Morty entered this simulation without knowing what was going on. Rick just put him in the simulation and he thought everything was real, and then he woke up after years. But the whole thing happened in like a few minutes, but to him it felt like years. Like it's something that happened for years. You know what I mean? Strange world. strange truth, strange reality. But just because it doesn't matter how hard you try, I wouldn't say do not try. I would say keep trying. Because what can you do? Just try to be as detached as possible. That's important, because you can't really control this. And maybe if you were able to control this, being attached would make sense. You'd be like, I want to experience this to the fullest. But if you attached but you're not in control, then you suffer. You see, the rat experiment that I was telling you about, the only way that those rats who find themselves in a toxic situation, the only way they would be free is if they detach themselves. They'll be like, okay, we're not going to expect anything. Even if we see the light, it's fine. Let's just be detached, because we can see that we're being played with here. This is not right. Because what can we do? We don't have control. We can dance. Yeah, we can try to entertain our masters here. The slave masters. We can try to entertain them, or whatever they think we are. We can try to entertain them. We can do what they want us to do, but it's not going to matter. It seems like we don't have power here. So why don't we detach ourselves? Isn't that the better thing to do? Just to remain detached? And if we get food, we eat. But remain detached so that we don't suffer emotionally because of this horrible experience that we're having. Because it won't matter how hard you try. You can stand at the light, praying that things go your way, but you find that nothing goes your way. So you just stand there and nothing goes your way. Isn't that the crazy thing? And sometimes that's what we're doing. We're standing at the light, hoping things go our way. But us standing at the light doesn't do anything. Those who are doing the experiment want to see when we're going to give up, or how we will behave in the end. Because what matters is the experiment itself. What matters is not compassion. What matters isn't them treating you well. What matters is the experiment. That's what really matters. The experiment itself. Thank you guys for watching until the end. Like the video. Tell me what you think. One of my best videos. I enjoyed making this video. Tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Let's keep on growing. Let's make sure that more and more people get to hear the message. There is something that I'm working on, actually. The Discord thing. We'll bring it back to, yeah. Thank you.